Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to this video. We will talk about the June astrology and we will also get into your zodiac specific behavior throughout this month. I will still be making tarot videos, so if you're interested in a tarot reading, you can access that as I upload it. Subscribe and hit the bell so you are notified whenever the videos are up. On the 2nd of the month, we have Venus in Cancer trining Neptune in Pisces, and that's going to be activating your 12th house and your 9th house. So this is quite nice. I'm sorry, the 8th house, the 12th and the 8th. And this one is bringing into focus your spiritual life, your intuitive nature, your emotional bodies as well. So there is a good sense of peace and bliss that surrounds you at this time. Any inner work that you are doing is going to show some positive results as well. If you're going to therapy, for example, that can be quite beneficial as well. On the 4th, we have a full moon, and that's activating your 11th house and your 5th house of Gemini and Sagittarius. The full moon is in the sign of Sagittarius and therefore will bring you to more creative focus. Perhaps there is some type of growth and education development that's happening in your children's lives if you have any. But apart from that, this connects with your own inner child. There can be some realization connected to your childhood or your creative spark that is going to inspire you moving forward. But this illumination and realization that happens can close out a previous chapter as well. Depending on what you are exactly going through and if you have children or not, this is going to be manifesting in your life. Either way, it promises future growth. We have the same day Mercury joining with Uranus in the sign of Taurus, and that's in your 10th house of career, public reputation, goals, and ambitions in life. So this can indicate there is a big breakthrough that happens, some idea that comes through that's a complete aha moment and you couldn't have imagined it any better. And this might require you to make certain changes, and Taurus is not really someone who enjoys this change. And because it's in at a square aspect to your zodiac, it can feel uncomfortable to step outside of what you're used to. This can even mean restructuring the way that you go about your goals and ambitions. Maybe changing up some types of goals as well can happen, which is uncomfortable in the process, but you know that you're going towards something much better. This would be more financially lucrative, or it gives you a better sense of security. It can even mean that you are going for a different type of job, or a promotion can be coming through soon. Now, on the 5th, we have Venus moving into your sign, and it's an important transit. You've probably heard many astrologers talk about this, but this time, Venus is going to stay in Leo for quite some time. It is going to go retrograde in the sign later on and also turn direct in your zodiac. So over here, she's blessing you with a lot of personal abundance, and you're more likely to feel very beautiful about yourself, and you are more confident and charming, charismatic. You have a very pleasant demeanor as well. You're more attractive in general. So if you have any changes you want to make to your physical appearance, it's nice to do it at this time. Make sure to not do so while Venus is in retrograde. Okay, no permanent appearance changes, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. But just to let you know. Okay, apart from that, the same day we have Venus in Leo opposite Pluto in Aquarius, and that's going to be activating your 1st and 7th houses. So you and other people, there can be some changes that your partnership or your relationship dynamics are going through, and this contains your romantic relationships, but also your one-to-one connections, like very close friendships. And these changes or these connections can be changing you in some way, and there is a type of resistance to change perhaps for some of you because these are fixed signs, or it can mean that you're drawn to manipulative people, or you have been drawn to such people in the past, or someone who is more power hungry, or someone who wants to be controlling, things like that. So at this time, you're understanding why that is, and you're changing something, changing your approach in the type of people you are attracted to. There can even be that certain mindsets just don't appeal to you anymore. On the 7th, we have Venus in Leo squaring with North Node in Taurus. So this again brings into focus your 1st house and your 10th house of ambitions. You have this new perspective about you at this time. When Venus is here, you have this strong sense of willpower. But North Node in Taurus can mean that you're doing new things, or new things are occurring in your career and your public life that might not be in your comfort zone, but do show a lot of purpose and promise for future growth. So while it's uncomfortable, it is a very strong breakthrough moment. There can be a resistance to change, so watch out for that. The thing with squares is that we can resolve them by paying attention to both of these aspects. So yes, care about you and respect your space, respect your boundaries, respect your priorities, but at the same time, do the uncomfortable things that are going to get you really far. Okay, on the 11th, we have Mercury. I keep saying Venus for Mercury for some reason. I did that in a previous sign as well. But anyway, we have Mercury moving into Gemini. That is in your 11th house of hopes, dreams, aspirations, your network, and your friendship circles. So Mercury rules this sign. So you might find yourself being extra chatty, or you are meeting people who are very talkative, who are very social. And this is quite pleasant at this time. Okay, so from the 11th till the 27th, you're likely to have a lot more dynamism that's going on in your life. You're getting these brilliant ideas, and you might be brainstorming as to how you can acquire these long-term visions that you have for yourself. You can even be connecting to different types of people within your social circle, attracting in different types of clients or other friendship relationships. The same day, we have a trine with Mercury and Pluto. So that would mean that, through your friendships, you can gain someone who would be a long-term romantic partner if that's something you're looking for, or if someone in your friendship circle becomes a little bit closer and enters your one-to-one relationship. So 11th house, 7th house usually indicates that even if you go on a blind date and your friend sets you up, you can meet someone who kind of changes your life, it changes your perspective, and you might not think that you would normally go for this type of person, but now that you know them, you can't not. Okay, and that's a big change here. Okay, the same day we have Pluto, who's already retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, moving into Capricorn. So moving from the 7th to your 6th house. This means that now that there are some changes already that you are seeing in the horizon, brimming about these relationships and different people coming into your life, power dynamics, relationship dynamics, etc. How does that change the way that you organize your life? Are you more health conscious? Are you more, inclined towards looking at your emotional, your mental, and even your practical habits? Are you changing the way that you go about your work routines? Maybe your lifestyle is shifting as well. You're taking another look to see if something needs to change, and if so, how can you make those changes? Same day, we have Venus in your sign squaring with Jupiter in Taurus. This talks about overindulgence. It's generally a good aspect. It's not really the worst thing that could happen, even though it is a square. But it does mean that we are making large changes and we might not be able to keep up with those things. So promising to go for a certain career, which is larger than life, which is going to be super expansive and requires a huge amount of investment from your side, can be very exciting at this time and very inspiring and seems like the best thing to do. But it's wiser to wait like a day or two, maybe, because you still have the benefits from Mercury and Pluto a day or two later, but this square starts waning. So yes, think about it, get inspired for sure, but then hold on to the idea for just a couple more seconds, or a couple more days rather, before making that financial choice or the final decision in any way. Okay, on the 15th, we have Mercury in Gemini squaring with Saturn in Pisces. So this is your 11th house and your 8th house coming in. That's squaring up. So these can be some fears that you have about yourself, or, some insecurities from the past as well that might come up here. And you'd be like, okay, I have these goals and ambitions, but I don't know if I can do it. Or, would I have the finances? Would other people be supportive of me? Would the universe be supportive? Is this my life purpose or not? There are some of these very intriguing and very deep questions that can't be answered right away, and that can stress you out a little bit with the logical steps. This can also indicate that if you're getting some, therapy done, or, you're going for some alternative healing practices and so on, that can bring into light certain patterns and habits you have in the way that you project yourself in the world, or the types of people that you find yourself connecting with. It just shows you what's what. It's not necessarily bad or good. Astrology in general is very neutral. It is what you make of it. The thing with squares is, again, that some adjustment needs to be made, some action needs to be taken, and since these are mutable signs, it's very much possible to make adjustments, although you might not know exactly how. That's the disadvantage, but it's okay. The point is that we experiment and go with the flow and try to find out. Some things may not work, some things will work. It's okay. It's about that there is a method to the madness. We're just going to go with it and see what happens. All right. On the 17th, we have Saturn in Pisces going retrograde, so there can be a deeper look that you are doing. If some insecurities are cropping up, on the 17th onwards, you're more inclined to resolve those things. There is some restructuring happening. If you share your resources with someone, then you are shifting your bank accounts, for example. You're getting an accountant, or you have an accountant from the past you've not visited for some time, and now you're thinking, hey, maybe I need some more insights if I want to develop my own business or move towards my goals and aspirations. I need to figure some things out. And retrograde phases are very nice for this restructuring and releasing of old patterns. On the 18th, we have a new moon in Gemini, and that means you're connecting with new friend groups and new endeavors are coming up to you because it's activating your 11th house. This can also mean that your friends are going through some type of new beginning in their personal lives, and looking at them is quite inspiring for you, or they awaken some type of opportunity for you as well. You can have some type of contribution. Intuitively, I'm getting that someone might get pregnant, or someone is thinking of having children, and you might be, an uncle or aunt, even though you're not related by blood. You're still so close that you can become a sort of relative, and that changes the way that you relate with your friends, and therefore they become a closer one-to-one connection. On the 19th, we have the Sun in Gemini squaring with Neptune in Pisces. That would be your 11th house and your 8th house, once again activating what you think about the world, what your role is in the collective world, and how you can contribute more of yourself in there, how you can present your craft, your intelligence more out in the world. If you have some knowledge to share, if you have some information to share, this is a time that you're really thinking about it, like developing courses, for example, sharing that with people and passing it along with the word of mouth and so on. But again, whenever we are trying to do something big like this, some insecurities can definitely crop up, and some delusional thinking can happen. Oh my God, what if everything goes bad? This is some type of paranoia could come in here. So if you're generally prone to this type of tendency, then this would be a time that it gets reactivated, but not to worry. You can work through it, you can deal with it, you can spend time with yourself and trust your intuition. Okay, that's very important. Trust your intuition while listening to your logic as well. On the 21st, we have the summer solstice, and the sun moves into Cancer, and that is bringing focus into your 12th house. You're more likely to gain benefits by working from behind the scenes, or focusing on the things that are behind the scenes. So for example, developing a project without needing to tell anybody at this time because you're still in the works. You're not yet ready to bring it out in the open. There can be some personal development and, ideologies that are changing and shifting. Some things need to be surrendered, and some connections maybe need to be changed as well. Some dynamics need to be shifting and changing, etc. More focus on your meditative life, on your spiritual connections, and also in releasing some toxic patterns and bringing in some spiritual energy through healing modalities or through some rest and alone time as well are going to be especially beneficial to you 21st onward. On the 25th, we have Mercury in Gemini squaring with Neptune in Pisces, and that reactivates that 11th house and 8th house topic. Now that the sun has moved into a different house, we have a beneficial aspect happening with the 12th and the 8th houses. So you're likely to gain more clarity by yourself as to how you can resolve the previous conflicts or emotional disturbances that have been cropping up in the previous week. On the 26th, we have Mars in your sign squaring with Uranus in Taurus. So you have a very strong idea of what you want to be doing and how you want to be going about things. But your job or your career field, your goals and ambitions might require you to change in a different way than you are directing yourself. So this is like that stubborn willpower, struggle. Like, who's going to win this battle? Okay, who's going to win this? Am I going to win this? My will is stronger than yours. But then Uranus is like, yeah, but things got to change. Some things got to give. Some things got to give. And because Uranus is the farther away planet, it is going to win this battle. But the good thing is that Mars in Leo is in a very strong position as well. So regardless of what changes are happening, you are in a strong position to deal with it. You have plenty of stamina, plenty of courage, plenty of confidence, and that is oozing out from you. People are able to notice you no matter what. Some might not like it because they are like, whoa, that's a lot of energy. I don't know what to do about that. It might be too out there or whatever. Meanwhile, some people are instant fans of yours. Okay, so use that charm and then figure out that purpose. That's I think a very important driving force when you have squares as to why are you struggling, or why are you doing this change, or where are you going here, why is this stubbornness. It's very important to know these things for yourself, especially since we have one of the square aspects within your zodiac of the first house. On the 27th, we have Mercury moving from your 11th house to your 12th house into the sign of Cancer. So it is ultra important to rest your mind and your voice. Give yourself some water, give yourself some time to just sit quietly behind the scenes, recuperate your energy and so on, in order for your mind to be functioning clearly. Also, this indicates that you will have a lot of intuitive insights. So listen to that intuition and your heart. Pay attention to your sensitivities. If something makes you feel vulnerable, it's important to ask yourself why and whether you need to protect it or you need to modify it in some way by changing your perspective on things. Caring for yourself is super important 27th onwards. On the 29th, we have the Sun in Cancer trining Saturn in Pisces, and that is reactivating your 12th house and your 8th house. And this is going to again bring more clarity to your inner world. There is a heightened sense of peace and bliss as well. There is a sense of connectedness with the world, and as if an unconditional love kind of pours into your life here. You are giving this to yourself, and any therapy or inner work or any shadow work that you're doing is going to show you a lot of benefits and a lot of good results as well that you can incorporate within your identity moving forward. On the 30th, we have Neptune in Pisces going retrograde, and here there is some sort of disillusionment that happens, so reality sets in, and I think that's a very good thing, especially for you, since it is in the 8th house here. If someone has been lying or deceiving or manipulative in any way, you are finding out about that, and you have the strength, given that you have Mars and Venus in your sign, to let go of things, to be like, nope, I'm going to respect myself, and as an act of self-respect, I gotta say bye-bye to this habit or to this person. It is also a really wonderful thing because if you are paranoid or anxious in general, or you have this tendency to catastrophize things, this retrogradation is going to help you understand that, okay, that's not logical. I don't know why I was giving my paranoia so much priority over my logic and over my intuition. And this actually is helping you clear up your inner voice a lot more. On the same day, we have Mercury in Cancer trining with Saturn in Pisces. The same trine is activated. Trines are all about opportunities and blessings and protection from the universe as well. So 12th house, 8th house, there's some type of cleansing. I'm getting mental cleansing and habitual cleansing that's happening here that allows you to go more with the flow. So that's what I have for you. Thank you for being here. I really hope you enjoyed and that the messages help you out throughout the month. Stay tuned for the tarot reading for your zodiac sign as well. I will be uploading them soon. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified whenever that's up. And if you enjoyed the reading, please do like and comment your thoughts if you have any. It will be really lovely to hear back from you, and it really helps the channel grow as well. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.